Oh, wow!
As you can see, we're clearly down with the sickness. Fucking good.
Thank you. I am ready.
Good game. All right, today we're rating every single FromSoft or Soul series, I should say, boss, in one gigantic fuck you tier list.
All 500 bosses,
And
especially the Covetous Demon.
Covetous Demon, we should rate him multiple times because he's so. Cause that's the size of how much he is.
How much we love him.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. All right, I have a feeling it's gonna be like a little. I feel like Demon Souls is like so much to talk about with each boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really got to go like one at a time with these ones. Some of them will get going, but
I mean, how long do you want to talk about the Cursed Rotted Greatwood or Crystal Sage? Or let's just like pick a random Elden Ring mini boss. Like, actually, I was gonna say Tibia Mariner, but Tibia Mariner slaps. So
what about Alabaster Lord? He's pretty mid.
Onyx Lord, Alabaster Lord, the Lord brothers. Good stuff.
Indeed. Wasn't that like a... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Alright. Who's first up there?
Old Monk.
Old Monk. Alright.
I mean, shit. Yeah, it's an S. I can't fucking stop myself.
S.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're an A. I'm an S. That makes sense.
It's hard not to put him in S, but
it really is. He's actually. I mean, it's not the most fun fight necessarily, but just the leading up to it and I mean, just like the year is 2009, and you're in another player is actually your boss. Like, is just unbelievably cool.
Literally, the only reason it's not an S is because offline you just fight a pretty generic guy, but you still do get the cool cutscene, which is nice.
Yeah, the cutscene's great. The arena, oh my god, the chairs.
Yeah, dude, like this whole level's like you're moving up this creepy ass tower, and finally you get to the top, and it's like some bizarre like king monk guy, and like what the fuck is going on in here? He brain controls with a tornado head. What's not? It's just beautiful. The colors are really nice.
It's like I feel like most like the best FromSoft like levels or areas are just like, where's the scale on church and prison or church prison? And like the Tower of Latria is just like the all-time church prison. It just ends with you kill like the youth pastor of the church prison.
More or less,
he is slain.
His days of going to Disneyland with no children are over.
Anyway, great fight, and actually, that's a recurring armor piece. The head.
Yeah, and
that's been in all of the games.
Oh my god, yeah, this is the one that started it. Dude, there's so many people who don't play Demon Souls, don't like Demon Souls. It's like it doesn't matter if you like the game. Like every single game has the old monk in it because it was so cool, and like
yeah. I mean, I remember I read something about it along the lines of like it's being kind of like, I think Miyazaki said it was his favorite boss in Demon Souls, strictly because it was like his idea and it was like really hard to implement, but he just like kind of was dead set on it and got it in the game. So thank you, Miyazaki. Yes.
Thanks, well, kind of jankily, but when it works, it's beautiful.
Yes. All right. Next up is Adjudicator.
It's actually kind of hard.
It is kind of hard.
It's kind of a C+. Because I think the fight is probably a C, or maybe even D. But it's a C. But the design is cool. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
it's like dark fantasy Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, like, it's
Like he's just it's such a weird fucking dude.
it's
Like
so
that's
unique.
what's so great about it. Yeah, he's indestructible despite his one wound, and he's being controlled by Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie. It's pretty great.
It's just, yeah, it's great. You go in there and the room's all weird and cramped, and he's like stuffed in the bottom of this thing, and you have to like try to walk down and not get zapped by the bird. It's
Dude,
just...
I wonder what the lore is for how they got the big fella inside that cramped room, because there's no doors or exits that are as big as him.
Dude, they probably just dug a pit and like lured him in there, and he like fell in, and now the bird, like, apparently they judge people, right? They bring people in there, and like the bird on top, like if they don't like him, they like throw him in the pit with the adjudicator, right? I think that's it.
That could be it, or somebody could have like
some kind of
just
judge or something.
maybe somebody like force fed him. Maybe the bird force fed him.
Maybe, dude. You never know.
I don't like that.
Dude, maybe that's dude. That's the Lickitung tongue. That's for slurping up bad guys, I guess.
Alright, we are moving on.
Okay, we got Old Hero.
Old Hero.
It's another really fucking hard one. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, he's more enjoyable to fight than you'd think based on his mechanics, honestly. But
yeah,
they're not that crazy. It's just kind of just a regular, just kind of regular.
Yeah, it's a really unique. The AI. That's just like a very creative idea to try to convey in an AI is that he can't see you.
Yeah.
And I think they did as good of a job as they could for that. And I mean, he's a big sword swinging dude. He looks pissed as hell. The music in that fight is awesome.
Yeah, the music's great, and I just think he looks cool. Like, yeah. Not the most crazy original thing, but it's well implemented. I like how he's a statue, he becomes a man, and he just looks cool. You know, and he's got that that gnarly kind of like Cenobite teeth thing where he has no lips. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. God, I really wish it wasn't the PS5 remake. Look for this tier list. That's a huge disappointment. Dude, but
PS5 remake can eat my ass. It just fucks all of the characters. It just takes all of them and just redoes it. I don't get it.
Yeah, just look at King of Lion for a little bit. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Yeah, he's definitely. That's something too. They like. I don't know.
Yeah, Fool's Idol actually looks pretty sick though, but I mean, it's hard to fuck that up.
Yeah, they just kind of made her look more like Bjork, which I appreciate.
I can appreciate that as well.
Yeah. So Storm King up next.
Oh, I mean. What? Bobby.
Okay, I'll put him in.
I am shook it.
I just played Demon Souls, and his entrance is great. He is the Storm King, and you have to use the Storm Ruler to kill him. These are all really cool things, but the experience of fighting him, honestly, was not thrilling. It was just, it was cool and atmospheric, but maybe he just had a little bit too much health. It got a little boring towards the end.
What?
I really like it,
I'm about it. This is, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the term gimmick fight and how that's a really shitty term for just fights. I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable and really interesting to see like what type of play experience FromSoft tries to like push into certain fights, like what type of strategy, stuff like that. And obviously Storm King is unique because you just have to use the Storm Ruler. You have to use like the R2 to hit him. You're dodging all the little dudes' attacks, and
if those dudes shot you more often, I'd put it in A or S.
Right? If it was like the Dark Souls 3 Ring City, like all the archer guys.
Yeah, if it was like that, it would be much further out.
Yeah, that's fair. Like even when I first played it, I would just like hide in that little house and like sneak a few shots in now and then and be kind of scared. But I do agree now that like with the experience of the other games, it's not quite as exciting because you're just kind of like, yeah, you know what to do.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy to dodge the other guys.
And plus, they give you like a free 3 minutes or so to clear out the little guys before the big one shows up. So by the time he gets there,
it's one shot.
Yeah, so it's cool, but it could be harder when moving further up.
Yes. All right, Leechmonger.
Leechmonger. Ugh. I kind of like Leechmonger. I kind of want to give him a C+.
That's fucking every boss in Demon's Souls, Bobby. Like, I kind of like this weird little guy, the Slug Man.
Yeah, well, I guess the only problem is that Leechmonger and Dirty Colossus are kind of like the same boss, except Leechmonger has a cooler introduction, and Dirty Colossus has a slightly cooler, like, unique mechanic with the fire and the flies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They both like slow you down to do something.
I forgot. I think Dirty Colossus it's like some weird like fly shit, and then Leechmonger you're just literally covered in leeches.
Yeah, and I do really like the approach too. The like having to like get down and avoid the leeches on the way and.
Oh yeah, the arena's so good.
The presentation's very nice.
It's just once you get down there, you just kind of smacky smack, walk backwards, smacky smack, walk backwards, and get a little leeched up, and then that's pretty much about it. But it's still cool.
Out. Like you can't really think of any like memorable moves he does. It's like, oh, he's a flailing around and anyway, Leechmonger. Yeah, see, Dirty Colossus next.
This is where I'm putting the hammer down.
I'll agree with you, actually, because I thought about it, and they're the same fight, except Dirty Colossus has a less good presentation.
Yep, that's about it. It's just not as interesting, and the fact that it is the second, and the fact that it's the end boss to Valley Defiled in Part 2.
That's a great point. That is you know what? That's actually, I completely, I wasn't thinking about the whole, like, that's a great point. It's lucky to be in D, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's the worst boss in the game.
Probably. Yeah, extremely anticlimactic, but I do love the weird dirty hole you have to climb in to get to the final area.
Right? That whole, like it's just, like, the worst swamp of all time, and then dirty hole leading into, Dirty Colossus leading into plague babies.
Plague, like fetuses?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Alright, it's time.
It's time for everyone's favorite, the award-winning, Oscar-winning, Best Actress, Best Director. It's Maiden Estrella.
I was gonna put it in F to see if I could cause you pain, but it is one of the it's a top 10 fight from software for me. Easy.
It's this is one of those where it's like the mechanics fine, it gets a little boring with Garl Vinland, it's fine, it's just so fucking cool. It's got the best music, it's got bloody swamp fetuses that give you the plague, and she just kills herself. You show up, she's like, take the fucking soul. She just dies. It's great. There is some debate about the lore of her, actually. Apparently, like in the English, it's kind of suggested that she's a saint, that she's like helping these people and trying to cure them of whatever kind of weird diseases, and that's what she uses her demon soul power for. But in the Japanese, from what I understand, it could be suggested that she is actually saying that she's helping these people, and she might even believe it, but how she's helping is she's just sucking their souls out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but either way, it's an S+. It's fucking cool.
Yeah. I mean, the arena, music, combination, lore, I like that kind of ambiguity with her, too.
Yeah, it just kind of adds to it. The imagery of it is beautiful. It's just it's classic imagery plus soundtrack. You know, that's an easy way to get into the top tiers.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever. I mean, people usually talk about Gwen soundtrack, and this is kind of like, in a sense, a precursor to that.
Yeah, but it's the better. I personally think it's a little better.
Oh yeah, no, like it. I mean, playing it for the first time, like really.
Oh, it hits.
I mean, it just hit so hard. Yeah, I mean, especially like, after the swamp, you like come into this like, disgusting place with this beautiful music, and you don't even fight her. You just fight her knight, and then she kills herself. And...
It's on, dude. It's like an Elfen Light experience, you know.
That's very true.
It's like, oh fuck.
Maiden Estrada, the Elfen Light of From Software bosses. Absolutely.
Indeed.
All right, the most aptly named Freudian boss is next. The Penetrator.
You know what?
Ooh.
I played... Okay, so in my recent playthrough, I didn't bring Bior along. I just killed him for his armor and his ring and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much better fight one-on-one. It's almost... It's like a... It's like probably the best... Maybe not the best, but it's kind of like an early incarnation of a Pursuer style, you know, like... Just knight. He's the original, like, knight guy that you fight. And his presentation is cool. He kills that fat bastard in the beginning, which is really great.
He was on B+ for me until you said you killed that fat bastard. You're like, oh god, I almost forgot.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you fight him with Bior, it's probably more like a B, but on his own, actually, he's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, it just in terms of us having experience with the game, Bior could, I think, straight actually kill him.
Yeah, I think.
You really can't. So he really is like the. I mean, him and then, well, actually, him following up to King Allant is just like such a wombo combo too, in terms of like, he's like the baby step, and then King Allant's like, all right.
Yeah, he's the full.
This version. Is and that's really cool. I like that kind of escalation of technique and tension too. And just the fact that, I mean, you're following that fat bastard around for...
He's taunting you the whole level.
Yeah.
Like, I love how you don't get...
Pulls away.
Yeah, like, you don't get the revenge. The Penetrator gets just... Like, why did he kill him? It's the fucking Penetrator, dude. He's gotta penetrate something.
All I'd like to do is chew gum and penetrate, and I'm all out of gum. Time to penetrate. Oh! I don't understand why Blue Dragon's in this, really, at all.
That's not a boss. That's like...
No, it's not even a boss.
I'm gonna take Red Dragon out, too, while I'm at it.
Yeah, it's just
like an area effect. It's like an area
the only time you can... I mean, you can kill them in 1-4 if you just shoot them with arrows for, like, 45 minutes.
They're more like a bear bug, you know? It's like, it's not really a boss.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Alright.
Old King Allant. Alright. I don't know. I don't know if he's... I have to think about it. He's definitely S.
Yeah, at least. I'm kind of I feel like I'm pushing it maybe a little bit with S+, but... most recent, doing like a level 1 run against King Allant was really fun.
Insanity. Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, like his moveset, like everything, I just kind of have it memorized at this point. I love the fact that, one, he can fucking grab you and de-level you, something that has not existed in any of the games.
Yeah, that's one of the best features.
Yeah, his moveset's just amazing. I love it.
Yeah, his moveset's
so good.
And
it's nice. Oh, sorry. You go first.
I was just gonna say his moveset is possibly what makes or breaks him being in S or S+, because it wasn't too hard really to memorize his moves. Like, I think he probably only has maybe like 5, 6.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Like have a really long range, and like he has that big AOE. Sweeping, like, zoom-in attacks are really good.
It's all really cool, though.
Yeah. Playing him feels like that they like designed him last. Like all the information, like all the like things that they learned through like the rest of the game's bosses, they were able to just like make a truly next level fight.
That's true.
That and I like the fact that he is magic resistant because most people know Demon Souls magic is just very powerful.
Yeah.
Just perfectly fine. But then at the very end of the game, the very last boss, you have to fight a very magic resistant guy. And I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Dude, I killed him with a Moonlight Greatsword.
Hey!
That was fun.
Yes.
You just got.
The Moonlight Greatsword is so good in that game.
It's just pure magic damage, but with faith for some reason? Or is it pure faith damage? I don't know.
It is, I believe it might be faith strength. But yeah, all the other games are intelligence for the Moonlight Greatsword, so it's kind of weird.
It is.
But I like that.
Me too, because faith builds are better in Demon Souls. Well, not maybe. Yeah, like.
I love the faith build in Demon Souls.
Yeah, I love how it's just like a hardcore regeneration build. That's fun.
Yes.
Get in there.
There's just some weird shit you can do with faith that is really cool. Then you have the second chance spell, which is like ridiculous. That's a very powerful spell. Yeah. Our homie Vanguard.
Vanguard. Oh, he might be the definition of a C plus, maybe B. I don't know. You know, I like how he's the gatekeeper. I like how he smashes your face in. I guess that gets him in B.
Yeah, he's a B. And he's also another one that his actual moveset is basically has been in these games all from Demon Souls to Elden Ring as what's it called? The Erd Tree Guardian guy, the tree bark dudes. Like it's the same guy. He's the Asylum Demon, Vanguard Demon. I love that.
Yeah,
I like that coming back. So
like each game is a spiritual successor to the last. Each demon is a spiritual successor to Vanguard Demon. Or each, this guy. All right. Yeah, he's just fun. He's basic big guy. King Along.
I don't really know how to rate King Along because it's more.
I don't know. I don't know if it should be a boss fight really.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird one.
But
because we are made in this. Well, Bit of Chaos has like a mechanic to it. He doesn't really have a mechanic otherwise. Just like story and lore. About you just hit him and he yells at you and it's sad and you feel weird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, it's great as like a very weird ending to a very unusual game at the time. So, but yeah, I wouldn't really consider that like a boss.
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna go. Like, it's a fun ending. He's just a roadblock. Like at the ending, you get some lore from him.
Yeah. Oh my god, that ending area is so good.
The area is awesome, though. Yeah, like the whole thing is cool.
Goddamn.
Indeed.
Primeval Demon isn't a boss either. It's a very weird thing to be in here.
Yeah.
Yep, free souls. Dude, Phalanx. I fucking love Phalanx.
I like Phalanx. Oh, yeah. Okay, alright.
I mean, it's just like, it's such a perfect, for the very first level, it's like the most perfect fight.
Yes.
The whole, you find fire bombs throughout the level, then you find a few of those little guys separately, you fight them on their own, it leads up to fighting this like huge gunk of shielded dudes. It's such a unique fight. It's so cool.
It's great, yeah, because it's great so many ways, because it's also, like, balanced, so that, like, if you're really not a strong dude and you know what you're doing, like, you don't know what you're doing, you should know at least that you could throw fire bombs, that these things are weak to fire. And so it's very, it doesn't demand a lot of the player to figure out how to beat it, but also teaches you that you might need to, like, think outside the box a little bit. Maybe you just don't, like, smash your face right into all the shields all the time.
Yeah, and they also using like the environment to your advantage is all the pillars that you can use for cover from all the spear throwing.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. It's one of the first. It's
yeah,
like the first, literally the first example of that in a boss fight.
So it's just kind of just like the epitome of good boss fight, good, but like merging with level, and also just like how these games kind of teach you without like being really like in your face about it.
Yes, it's cool.
Yeah,
and the music,
dude. Tower Knight.
Oh, Tower Knight, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's an S. I can't.
You're gonna put it in S?
I think I have to.
It's I mean, it really does get a lot of presentation points.
Oh yeah,
it's fun too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, once you kind of know what to do, you're not really in danger anymore.
But it's always fun though. You don't get bored, which is great.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's not super challenging.
Yeah, and just the music, the
kicks,
presentation, and just the feeling of dread that it brought to, like playing it like when we're new to the series, playing it was just like so heavy.
Yeah, dude, especially as the cap off to the gauntlet, because it's like I love how this level is just a straight line with dragons breathing fire and just a million dudes, and you know they're shooting at you. It's like it's great, and then you finally get to the end. You're like, maybe this won't be the hardest boss ever, and not only does the fat guy like order all the archers and stuff, then you get this low angle look at the biggest dude you've ever seen.
Yeah, you outnumbered. You basically walked into a trap, and actually, in relation to Phalanx, you'd be like, most players be like, "Oh, that Phalanx boss wasn't that bad. This level was really hard." I'm guessing the boss would just kind of be about the same as Phalanx, and it's just oh god.
That's so good, dude.
Yeah, I love it. It's such a. I mean, it's one of the go-to, like, especially if we're counting like Demon Souls, like you think about the Tower Knight for sure.
Yeah, also he's the birth of another archetype, the giant boss whose legs that you hit and then he falls over.
Yeah, and that's all the way to Elden Ring with the giants.
Yeah.
Or Fire Giant.
Fire Giant. Beautiful.
Alright. Armor Spider.
That's a hard one. That's another like C+.
I am actually I would advocate for Armor Spider in the B territory. I love the long tunnel. I love the like different moveset versus like long range versus like up in its face, having to run away, come back, and like yeah, it's like has like the really easy punish window, but then you can get webbed, which I don't think there's any other bosses that you get webbed by and like significantly slowed down.
Not able to roll, that's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, and in fact, if you press the roll button, you are just leaving yourself to be hit because you got stuck in that animation.
Pretty much.
I mean, I like fun. The look.
And it's thrilling too. Like, yeah, the lead up is cool. It looks cool.
It is a stationary boss, and I think that's one thing that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, like the boss is more like the boss is more like a hallway of traps.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I would like to see Armor Spider come back and be like really just fucked up. Like there's saws coming out of the wall, like Kingsfield style, just all kinds of stuff.
That'd be great.
That would be good. Flame Lurker.
That'd be Flame Lurker. That's a tough one.
I feel like he wants to be an A, but he's kind of janky. Like he's a bit of a B+. Like when I fought him recently, like I like his moveset. I like what he does. Sometimes his AI is a little lackluster, and sometimes the hitboxes are kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were definitely pushing themselves with that one in terms of like what they were comfortable doing as a studio for like an action gameplay.
Dude, he might be the first Bloodborne boss though.
Yeah, he basically is.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Just the aggression, I'm not a huge... I mean, he's kind of the worst design.
I actually like his face. I mean, his body is take it or leave it, you know, it's a lava man. But the face is really fucking cool. Like, I think the original one.
Alright, let me just...
Yeah, dude, pull up his face.
Oh!
Yeah, dude, look at his... Like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah! Like, what is that? I thought he was like a demon, but...
Wait, Bobby, you seeing this?
that's something, man.
Just remember, just like, alright, Miyazaki, this is it. And he's like, beautiful.
That's great, man.
That's really good. Dragon God.
Wait,
right. Or unless you want to have more.
I want to say also that level's like the most fucking tedious level possibly in the whole game, as far as getting back to actually fight this motherfucker. Which is,
you do know about the second. There's 2 different ways to get back to the homie.
I know the
right?
other one sucks too, because you just keep dying. Like, even if you even if you know the correct path, like there's a good chance you're gonna fail, like every time. And it is faster. It's really fast.
Yeah.
You know.
And I am just a huge sucker for like the strategic falling areas in these games.
It is really.
It brings me so much joy. Dragon God. He's a C. No.
I think
probably kind of D.
To me he's about equal to Storm God, but I actually like Dragon God a little better because it's similar gimmick, I guess you could say, where it's about like getting to a certain place alive and then using a specific tool continue the fight. But Dragon God is more erratic. Well, I mean, it's just like he just kills you in one hit. I guess that's the big thing. Maybe he doesn't. I guess I may have done it underleveled. But I like the intensity of it. Like, it's like where Storm King is more ambient, Dragon God is more like I could die for no reason, and it gets your heart rate up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and it's a unique. I actually didn't even know that he has the different phases of like awareness. Like if you look at his eyes, like there's different colors, and then you walk, and I didn't even know that. I just was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Every time I ran through it. And that's actually more fun.
Right, like I love that moment, like especially like in the second half where you realize like I have to run like 10 miles upstairs and shit and just like hope he doesn't hit me. And it's simple, maybe it's not crazy intelligent, but it's fun.
Yeah, and it's home of the Dragon Bone Smasher.
Yeah, and you get the Dragon Bone Smasher.
Oh, that's pretty good. Fool's Idol.
Fool's Idol. Ah, God, there's too many. I might need to make it. B's gonna be heavily populated.
I'm also a Fool's Idol defender. I fucking love the Fool's Idol. I'm a huge fan. Love the look, love the idea of like multiple identities, love the respawning dude. Like that's just like a...
Oh dude, I forgot about the respawning dude. That's
such a huge mechanic.
Yeah, that's important.
Like, you want to kill this guy, don't you? Even though he's not attacking you. He got that weird magic thing. Isn't that strange? And just keep fucking fighting the same boss over and over again.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, like, if you don't figure it out, like, you get this, like, that feeling of what the fuck is happening to my game is awesome. Like, it's so cool.
Well, and it fits right in with the lore again too. It's another good point where the gameplay and the lore intersect. Basically, like the people who are allowed out of the jail, right? They're allowed to come to this church, and they get to believe they'll be, I don't know, what do they think? They're going to ascend to heaven or something. Right. Well, in reality, there's just this weird undying doll woman who I think picks people, right? She might pick the people, and then gargoyles take them to hell, where they're, I don't know what, like ground into flesh or something to make a giant heart. I don't know what they do with them. That's all very cool. Like the church, the end of the prison that is supposed to represent hope, but in fact it represents something even worse than the worst prison you've ever seen. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and it's actually shout out to Renala.
Yeah, it's a little Renala-y.
Oh, the first phase, Ranella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out.
All right. Big time. I love Maneater. Hey. Ooh. It's almost an. It's an A.
It's funny because they're like on their own. Each guy would be like a fantastic regular enemy. I think like one of those ones that just fucks you up in the middle of a game. And so when they throw in that second, I think a lot of people are like, oh fuck, I could barely handle one. But I think in reality, having two of these man-eaters is what makes it a very good fight. Like,
yeah, absolutely. It's so designed around
it's the original
two of these
gargoyles.
guys fucking with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's better than Gargoyles. I love
the
arena. Oh, it's Jinx. Jinx, because it's such a good arena. It's like you're getting the suspense. Like I remember as a kid, that was terrifying. They have that move, that AoE attack that they can pull up their ass like so quick, and it just knocks you off.
Dude, yeah.
They fly into the dark and then like come swoop in.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
like any of it could knock you off the edge. Oh,
yeah.
It's also the original. You can cut the tail off this guy boss.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I forgot which move they can't do. They can no longer do a move in their moveset because of that. That's really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I think one of them actually. The first one has a tail, and then the second one doesn't even have a tail.
I just fought them, but I honestly don't remember.
I'm like, it's in my head. I think that one of them's missing the tail, but I don't. Maybe I wouldn't bet money on that. Where did you put it as? I
put it A.
Is it A?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a highlight in Demon Souls for the bosses. The bosses. Oh shit.
It's one of the best challenge ones. We're in Dark Souls 1 territory, so you know what that means. Probably go take a pee break.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's some good ass shit, dude.